Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Stories: The Path of Destinies. Last episode, we followed the story arc where we had taken the Iblis Stone, and ultimately it led us to become a bloodthirsty monster who killed everyone in our path. We destroyed the rebellion ourselves, then quickly followed up by killing the Emperor, Lupino, and Zenobia. But as with the first time, we are back here at the beginning with the same three choices that we've always had. We can rescue Lupino, go and find the Sky Ripper, or we can again go for the Iblis Stone. Seeing as the only choice we haven't done yet is the Sky Ripper, let's take that one and see where it leads.
Every child knew about the Sky Ripper. The Transcendent Emperor had buried its pieces. What could have brought them to light? This Emperor, Isengram III, had once been kind, but he'd gone mad. And now he was conducting secret, obscene rituals to bring back the lost gods. Had he, somehow, summoned the long-lost components of the legendary weapon out of the deep places of the Earth? It was more than Reynardo could fathom. But if he could find a legendary weapon, he would use it.
But will we use it for good or evil? I guess that's the distinction we're looking for. And it's certainly interesting if we're going to find out if taking, let's say we take the Lupino path, right? We know he's a traitor. I wonder if that will do new options, if by knowing he's a traitor or having that suspicion that he's betraying the rebellion will allow us to sort of call him out and have a different ending in that path.
Reynardo couldn't help feeling a bit curious. Was Lupino still waiting to be rescued? No. He was probably drinking champagne with the ravens. Did ravens drink champagne? Did rabbits? Reynardo felt oddly thirsty, come to think of it. Why had he chosen the Sky Ripper? Reynardo never made plans that required constant vigilance. He was a hero. He didn't think too much. He just went with his gut and hoped it all worked out. The Sky Ripper was a long shot. He'd have to devote himself to it. No side journeys, no rescuing old friends. That was against his nature. Could he stick with it?
Interesting that we're kind of ruminating on that. I wonder if we'll run into Lupino here. These guys again. I really don't like the floating eyeballs. And they don't like me either. They take great joy in absolutely obliterating us if they see us.
Sleep tight, thought Reynardo.
We'll wait till this guy comes back around and then turns his back to us. Does he have a back? If you're a floating eyeball, can you really be said to have a back? It's a question for a smarter man than I am. Another void door. You know, I feel like we haven't seen any doors for swords we actually have.
The people who had built this castle, did they even know what monstrous weapon lay hidden within their walls? The Sky Ripper could destroy anything it touched, or so the legend said. As the Transcendent Emperor had fought the lost gods, thousands of thousands had died. But Reynardo had been through wars. The only merciful war was a short one.
Interesting we're going after another artifact that's supposed to be super destructive. I hope that doesn't end poorly again. We could inflict damage on hooked enemies, which I'm not very interested in. we could invest in being able to dash through shielded enemies. I'm not incredibly interested in increasing maximum sword energy. That's right, I did want to increase our stamina so that I can actually dash more.
Way better than being able to shrink down to the size of an ant. What was that all about, anyway?
Now, that dash is super crucial for combat. I think the only sword we don't have now is... Okay, we can go that way. What's up here? That's a fight. That room's a big and open. I'm sure we'll get into some trouble over there. But the only sword we don't have yet is the Void Sword.
Don't look down.
Oh, it's these, the enchanters are bad news. We don't want them to live. That guy took a lot more hits than I thought he should have. It's interesting. Yes, a nice big chest, which will hopefully have a new stone in it.
This stone was incredibly valuable.
What?
Renato could sense it. Also, it still had its price tag.
It's interesting that every stone that we've gotten so far, and then we've gotten 3, has just been the energy on kill. So we haven't actually gotten a new type of stone yet, which I think is a little weird. Those guys exploded instantly and did a lot of damage to us. What is this? Oh, okay. We just broke the table. I thought there was going to be something cool underneath it. Okay, we don't have a Void Sword, but we can certainly open the Hero Sword door. Oh boy. Prepare to die here a lot, I'm sure. Okay, there's one.
Who are you looking at?
Ah, dang it.
All right. No one.
Fighting those guys is not fun. Stop running, please. Thank you. Ooh. Maybe we could just try to avoid them. You know, or I wonder... Okay, I can't hit them with my hook. I was hoping I could hook them. What? How did that not get him? Great, now we're even closer to death. Let's try and, nope, that didn't work either. I was going to try to run around him.
Then he was just dead.
I feel like in the past we have been able to hit them with our hook shot. Let's try that again. Nope, that went right through him and didn't do... Dang it! Yeah, we can't even dash through that. And I think that's kind of nonsense. Let's try it again. I don't know why I have so much trouble with these guys. That was close. Okay, now maybe we will be able to just go around. There we go. Oh great, there's more of them. Awesome. Whew, that was close. Yeah, the controls are just wonky enough where messing up at any point in this is death. But let's see if we can stun him again and just go in there like we did with the first dude. Okay, kill him. Thank you. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, let's just ignore the last one and continue on our way. We're gonna absolutely have to absorb as much health from these guys as possible, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's giving us that weird camera angle thing again. But we're back to full health, so we can ignore that we had any trouble with the floating eyeball guys at all, right?
Ah, a puzzle.
Oh, great.
Renato loved puzzles, except when he couldn't figure them out. On the other hand, if there was a puzzle, it was probably meant to keep people away from something good.
Okay, well that was super easy. The best kind of puzzle is the simply solved one.
Once, Renato had been to a dungeon where all the chests were locked. It was awful.
I'm always happy when I randomly pick a path to go down and it happens to be the path that has the chest. I'm glad it always works out that way. Here is the thing we're looking for.
There it was. Skyripper's armature. The stuff that dreams are made of. Engineers' dreams, anyway. The device was intricate. No one alive had the skill to make a thing like it. How was it part of a weapon at all? He'd have to ask a scientist. But first, he'd get the second piece. Skyripper had a heart. A core that had come to rest on the next island. Well, there was another island he could reach. Zenobia had just invaded it with her father's Raven battalions. She must be encamped there still. But fighting Zenobia now, that made no sense at all. He'd already sacrificed one friend to get this armature, was it? He didn't need to hurry to face her. She would find him.
And again, we have a choice here. We can go talk to Zenobia or confront her, or we could get the core. We've turned down putting the Skyripper together a couple times now, so let's just get the core.
It was a no-brainer. He'd sacrificed his old friend Lapino to get the armature. And the armature was useless by itself, only a series of coils and wheels. War demanded sacrifices, and he would make more before the end. He would have to choose the greatest good, no matter how much it cost him. Zenobia. Well, he would see her sooner or later, across a battlefield or a sword's point before all this was over. He was sure of that. The power was in the core. Obviously, he had to get the core.
So I suppose this would be a circumstance, because we've gotten the core before. We went and got the core when we originally got the Iblis stone. We were going to try to cleanse the stone. So we've been to the area where the core is, and I suppose that would be the time when, if we had the right type of sword, we could use it to access any areas we may not have been able to the first time we visited it. So that's interesting.
He looked up at the old trees around him. They were so big and so old. They'd been there before he was born, and they'd be there after he'd passed into legend. Was he confronting his own unimportance? What had got into him? He was no philosopher. Anyway, who cares? He was plenty important. He was a hero, and soon he'd prove it. what was really fun was hooking yourself onto a moving ship.
Unfortunately, I don't remember... Oh, no, I can't go back. The first time we went through here, I'm pretty sure we had to drop down a well. So this is different, which is interesting. Oh, come on, let me make the Void Sword. No! But I can upgrade this. Let's save for the Void Sword. I just want to have all the sword types. I think that would be really good for us to have. Here we go. Aha! Take that. And as quickly as they had come, they were vanquished. I could do narration for this game.
There was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
So these guys I can't even kill. I just have to avoid them, which is not great. It's like the game knows exactly what enemy I cannot stand and then puts them in the
There were
worst
fewer and
possible
fewer
places
trees.
for me to face them at.
There were only these huge crystalline growths. Had those been here before? He no longer heard birds except for the feverish cawing of the ravens when they attacked. He couldn't smell the small animals of the forest, the mice and rabbits. Where had they gone? And he was getting hungry too. This was an unhealthy place to be.
Okay, so...
Of course there was a puzzle. You couldn't expect the Transcendent Emperor to bury a god's eye in a leather sack where anyone could pick it up.
So the area certainly is different from the first time we were here. So that's interesting that even if you... Oh, now the camera's not moving. Okay, there we go.
Ow, 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 ow.
We were close to getting that one. But yeah, even if you wanted to come back to an area, it's different enough where at least it's not boring. It's like, oh, I've been here before, I know where every twist and turn is, but interestingly enough, it's not the same. Alright, Mr. Warlock, where be you? I'm glad we're not running into those enchanter guys very often. They really... Oh. And as I say that, here is one of the enchanters. They make the other ravens really strong, like kill me in 2 hits strong. So I'd really rather not have them exist at all. And here's the core.
The 20-sided core made him feel physically sick. Once he had sneaked into a temple of the dark arts, and he hadn't liked what he smelt and saw there. This felt like that. As quick as he could, he wrangled the icosahedron into the armature.
There's a
The
word you don't
wheels
see
began
very
to
often,
spin.
icosahedron.
Then glow. The sick feeling quickly spun away. Now he only felt sad. He had lost good friends for this war apparatus. Maybe Lapino wasn't such a good friend. Yeah, That
Okay,
made
so
him
knowing
feel better.
knowing the truth,
He
that
carried his
Lupino's
prize back to the
a
Farfarer.
betrayer kind of helped us feel
Now,
better
he
about
had to
it.
make his next move. There was a key Imperial outpost on the Nexus. If this really was some sort of super weapon, he could use it to wreak havoc on the enemy. And if it wasn't, well, better to know that before the final battle. But maybe he should show it to some scientists first. There was an observatory on the Nexus. Maybe he should go there before he fired it.
Well, the last time we visited some scientists, we completely ignored their advice, and it cost us basically our soul. But I'm not getting as many evil vibes from the Sky Ripper, so let's just go see if it works. Let's test it out.
Reynardo had never been much
Experience
of a student.
is better than those
At
book-learning
Sword Fu School,
toads.
he'd never read the books, just looked at the pictures. And Zenobia. But weapons he understood. His gut told him that the Sky Ripper would work great. He would use it to take out the Imperial outpost. And what's the worst that could happen? The thing wouldn't work, and then he'd take it to the scientists.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, it's certainly interesting that we're exploring this path now, and the core area is different from the first time that we explored it, which sort of keeps the game fresh enough where you want to re-explore the paths to get all the different options of how the game can end. It'll keep it interesting
As he
enough
set
where you're
out
not just
down
bored
the
out of your
path,
mind.
Reynardo wondered why the parts of the Sky Ripper had only surfaced now, thousands of years after the Transcendent Emperor had discarded it. This Emperor, Isengrim III, had performed terrible, bloodthirsty rituals to invoke the lost gods. Perhaps that was bringing up lost artifacts. How perfect, then, that the Sky Ripper would reappear to be his destruction.
It's probably not good that if our theory is correct and the reason the Sky Ripper has come back is because they've been making blood sacrifices, it might not be good that blood sacrifices are the reason that it's back.
Oh, that would be amazing. It would be like having a boat.
So hopefully, by not taking it to the scientists, we don't become evil again. We don't have that sword quite yet. We're so close.
Hey, I hear black is the new dead.
Excuse me, sir, I am trying to fight your bird friends, and I don't appreciate the fire that you're trying to shoot at me. Oh, come now, no shields. Ooh, enemy leveled up. Just after we passed an altar. Let's see if we can find another one up here.
He wished there were more pylons he could use the hook on. He really needed to construct additional pylons.
I love the little sort
He
of
was
Easter egg
tired
dialogue
of
options that you
slaughtering
have in here. They're
ravens.
really funny.
Maybe it was time to test out the new weapon. He turned a knob on the Sky Ripper. It made strange mechanical noises. The wheels spun faster. It began to hum.
The Sky Ripper was following his every step. At least it acknowledged him as the master. But there was no trigger. How was he supposed to fire it? Fire, he said. Nothing happened. Well, maybe it just needed to warm up. After all, it hadn't been fired in thousands of years.
Wouldn't it be funny if the Sky Ripper wasn't really a weapon? It was just like a robot that
Reynardo
follows
felt a
you
little
around.
better.
And we would have gone to the scientists. They'd have been like, yeah, it's not really a weapon. That's what the scientists sounded like. What? Oh, I need 4 more. You've got to be joking. Alright, in these 2 boxes will be 4 more ore. No. That's too bad. Next time. I will take my frustration at my loss of a... Oh! Alright, the Sky Ripper is certainly a weapon. And it does its job wonderfully. It obliterates everything. There goes our theory that it was just a friendly robot.
The Sky Ripper was making a whining noise now, and its wheels were spinning so fast he could no longer see them.
Uh-oh.
Renato had a thought.
Please? He asked.
The Sky Ripper began to glow. Boom! The
Oh,
outpost
so you just have
burst
to
into
be
flame.
polite to it.
Ravens flapped out screaming, wings on fire. The base was his. The far speaker toad came hopping out. Renato! It croaked, sounding like a toad version of Zenobia.
Don't use the Sky Ripper. It will destroy the world.
Yeah, sure it will, cracked Renato. Pull the other one.
If you don't trust me, go see Calaveras. He'll tell you the same thing.
Oh, she would say that.
Why does Zenobia sound like a toad?
Why did she always have to sound sensible all the time? Oh, it was infuriating.
Of course she would say that. He was supposed to hurry and bring the Sky Ripper to the council so the rebels could actually win the war. But what if she was right?
Damn it.
And here we are again at a crossroad. I think I'll leave this one on a bit of a cliffhanger on what we're gonna do. But, so yeah, that's the end of the episode, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. And if you really enjoyed it and would like to see some more, go ahead and subscribe. If you have any ideas on what kind of content you would like to see, games and the such, leave a comment below, and we can grow the channel together. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, bye.